This is day 9 after an 18-hour day yesterday. I don't want to repeat that. I want to just get every ground done as quickly as possible. There's 11 grounds to do today. It is a very, very busy day ahead. I start here at Barnsley, Oakwell, so I'm going to go in their stadium now. This is stadium 64 of 92. Now in Oakwell Stadium, home of Barnsley Football Club. They have very kindly invited me in this morning to do the first one of 11 today. This pitch is looking tremendous. I'm really sorry for yesterday's sound problems. I put it down to tiredness. It was a very long day yesterday, and I just forgot to unplug a wire at a couple of grounds. So I'm sorry to Jonathan as well, who met me and run round the ground at Doncaster. I didn't expect yesterday to be such a long day. In actual fact, some of the days I expected to finish at around 6-7 o'clock. Last couple of days have been very long. I've just got the dugouts here next to me. Got the main stand. Barnsley have been excellent actually. Very good at communicating, making sure this goes smoothly. They've even printed a shirt with Cowlin 92 on it. It's so nice when the clubs put so much effort and thought into charitable causes. So really, really grateful. So that is now ground 64 complete. The next ground will be Huddersfield. So I've just arrived at Huddersfield, the John Smith Stadium. This is Stadium 65. Today I'm joined by my friend Paul, who has come to support me. Throughout the whole of this challenge I've been completely on my own, doing all of the driving as well. A few people have very kindly offered to drive for me, including Paul, but that is the challenge. I've got to do all the driving and the running. But Paul's keeping me company today, so it's very kind of him, just to try and keep me awake. Right, so I'm now at ground 65, the John Smith Stadium, the home of Huddersfield Town. I am with club legend and club ambassador Andy Booth. Andy, thank you so much for joining me.
No problem at all.
You're gonna run round with me?
Yep.
Or we're going to attempt to?
We're going to try out. We're going to try. It's been a long time since I've run around this pitch.
Now, you were a player here when this stadium first opened. How did that feel?
We were back in 1994 now, so 24 years ago, and I can remember that's both ends of the stands. They weren't here, so we just had two sides with seats on it, and it was good anticipation really. We'd come from an old stadium and we played Wycombe Wanderers first game of the season. Neil Warnock was our manager. It was a big party, big celebration, and we ended up losing 1-0. So
yeah.
Put a little bit of damper on it.
Have you got any favourite memories from playing home matches for Huddersfield?
Me, probably most memorable has got to be the playoff semi-final we played Lincoln. It's a long time ago now, but we were in League 3 or Division 2 now, whatever. Yeah. Division 2, the bottom league. We just got relegated, and we should have got automatic promotion. We lost on the last kick of the game, so we made us go into the playoffs, and we played Lincoln second leg, and we were 2-1 up at their place. 2-0 down after 10 minutes here, and it had everything after that, the drama and the tensions, and we scored a late penalty to go through to Wembley, and obviously we won, and for me that's where I know I'm now in the Premier League, but that game, if we'd lost that game and stayed in the bottom division, you don't know where it would have been, but that was just like the start of the success story that where we are today.
Yeah. Now, as a player, obviously I'm doing the 92, but as a player yourself, were there any grounds that you really looked forward to visiting, like away games, and were there any that you really thought, oh, I really hate going there?
There were plenty that I really hated going there. There were some grounds that you thought, you knew you'd never scored. You knew you'd never.
What were they?
Oldham Athletic were one of them,
Yeah.
silly as it seems. One of my favourites were Leeds United, which is our arch rivals. Always a great atmosphere, and I always used to do well there. I always seemed to score, so I'd say my favourite away ground that's probably Leeds United.
Yeah.
But Oldham and Preston always stuck in my mind for being another unlucky ground for me. I think first when I started playing it was still plastic.
Yeah.
So playing on the plastic, we never got any joy from then. And then later on in the later years when I played, I still didn't get much joy.
Was it always like, from a player's point of view, you always wanted to go to the big clubs like the Man United and the?
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
yeah. Obviously, as a player, you always want to play in the best you can. And I was lucky enough to play in the Premier League for 5 years.
Yeah.
So for me to play at the best grounds, playing against the best teams, play against the best players, some of them in the world,
Yeah.
I was very lucky. Yeah, it's something that a player always wants to do.
Yeah. Right, Andy, I could talk to you all day. We're going to run round, so let's talk and
Yep,
talk
no
and run
problem.
if you don't mind. Now, Huddersfield, obviously, first Premier League season. They've stayed up,
Yep.
and how would you describe last season?
Unbelievable. If you'd have come here last season at this time, you're reading all the pundits, all the media, all the experts. Never gave us a chance of staying up.
Yeah.
We're meant to be relegated by February, and to be honest, I think we're surprised. All the pundits, but surprised as fans as well, and probably us as well. We never, deep down, we could stay up, but probably realistically, we didn't think that either. So to do that for the season we had, and to be only in the bottom three for 1 week of the season,
Yeah.
was a massive achievement, and it was probably a bigger achievement staying up than it was getting promoted in the first place.
How can Huddersfield progress now? What is the next step?
The next step again is just staying up again.
Yeah.
There's no point in us getting carried away and thinking, let's look to mid-table now. Let's look, even though in the end we were far away. It was like, let's look, as long as we can stay up again,
Yeah.
establish ourselves in the Premier League, and then maybe season 3, and if we dream season 4, that's when you can start looking to progress even further.
Now, Andy, I'm a big Spurs fan. You obviously spent a loan spell at Tottenham.
A very short spell, yeah.
Now, I read in the programme last season a very, very funny story about you with your car.
Yes,
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I had a BMW convertible, and Christmas Day I crashed it on some ice going to train up at Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
And so obviously I just got a courtesy car. So 1 week later, David Pleat rang me up, director of football at Spurs, ex-manager at Huddersfield, ex-manager at Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, that's better. Tell you what, you got some pace there. I'm surprised at the pace you went. And David Pleat, director of football at Spurs, rang me up, asked me if I fancied coming down to Spurs just to help him out. Sergei Redbroff was the only fit striker, needed a big man to play with.
Yeah.
Les Ferdinand, Chris Armstrong, Stephen Everson were all injured, coming back in a few weeks' time, so obviously jumped at the chance. But I forgot about my car, and the car that I got was a Fiesta 1.1 Popular, lime green.
Yeah.
So obviously at Spurs, what we used to do on home matches, we'd go to a hotel 9 o'clock, have breakfast, have team meetings, have a pre-match meal, and then go in convoy to Spurs ground. And I didn't realise there was a chicken run where all the fans used to watch all the players come in.
Absolutely, I was one of them.
Well,
Yeah.
So Andy Bull, new signing, there's George Graham manager, all the rest of it. Imagine the cars that all the lads were.
Yeah.
Lads went in.
Ferraris, the lot. Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then Andy Bull from Sheffield Wednesday up north, chugging along and back in a Fiesta 1.1 Popular.
Fantastic.
And you go up to the reception,
Yeah.
drop your car off there. Stewards then go in one main entrance, go and move your car for you.
Yeah.
So did that. My wife was that embarrassed when she came out. Obviously she worked with me before, after the game I met her. She wouldn't get in the car, so I had to meet her outside the stadium, pick up round the corner. A few weeks later, I got my old car back, BMW convertible, and I never forget the the steward's face when I gave him my keys, and he looked at it because he was that used to the car I was getting. It must have been a talking point, and his exact words were, "You can tell you've been at Spurs for 3 weeks now."
Exactly, yeah. Been at Spurs for a few weeks and you changed your car like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
massive, obviously rise.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I can imagine him talking about, look at this lad. It must be grim up north. Professional football, playing in the Premier League, and a first to 1.1 popular.
Yeah.
And looking back at that, I still can't believe they give it me.
Andy, I could honestly talk to you all day about football, but I've got to get to the next round, so I'm off to Bradford. So thank you so much for your time and supporting the Willow Foundation.
No problem, and good luck. All the best.
You're
An absolute fantastic job.
Thanks so much. It's really appreciated.
No problem at all. No.
Now at ground 66, Bradford City, and already Paul has been with me for 2 grounds, and he's already asked for a toilet. He's already asked for the coffee breaks, and when are we stopping? So Paul, come on, we need to just get going. We've got 11 grounds to do today. So this is exactly why I've done this on my own, because you know, no offence to anybody, but I just think people hold me up, and I just need to get going. And after yesterday, finishing at midnight, having started the day at 6 o'clock in the morning. When I say finishing at midnight, I actually drove from Lincoln yesterday to Barnsley, where I started, and 12 o'clock midnight. It was an 18-hour day yesterday, so it was very tiring, but determined to get through today, and then after the day it will be, or it should be, a little bit easier. So I'm now in the Northern Commercials Stadium, the home of Bradford City, just about to run around the pitch here. The club have been great in allowing me to do this. Straight after this it will be Manchester City and Manchester United. Bradford haven't actually got a manager at the moment. They're in League One. So after today, I'll be 3/4 of the way there. Only 3 more days to go. I actually finish in Colchester on Friday at 4 PM. So if anyone would like to run the last ground with me, just turn up at Colchester. Ample parking, loads of parking at 4 o'clock. And that is another ground complete. So I've just arrived at the Etihad, home of the champions of the Premier League, Manchester City. This is ground 67 of the 92. It looks a very, very long way round. Lots of work's going on at the moment because Jay-Z and Beyonce are here tomorrow. Another concert. They all seem to be having concerts in June. You can see here, this is the main reception at the Etihad. So I'm going to run around now. Paul, are you coming? Paul said he's exhausted. He's seen me do 3 grounds today. He's sat in the stands and he's exhausted. This is actually a nice stadium to look at. They've got lots of pictures and posters all throughout the ground, showing their many successes in recent times. And I must say, Manchester City have been absolutely brilliant. They do actually support the Willow Foundation, and they have donated a signed Pep Guardiola shirt for me to auction off at a later date. So Manchester City, thank you very much indeed. This ground holds 55,000. You can see what I mean about the many pictures and posters they've got up around here. The East Stand reception now. I know people will ask me about the panels. So as you can see behind me, they've got quite a few, but nowhere near as many as Tottenham. Just look at their successes here. The ladies, obviously the first team, you've got under 15s, national champions, under 13s, under 11s and under 18s. So extremely successful throughout ladies, men's and youth. Something I'm sure they're all very proud of. They've got a huge club store here as well, called the City Store. You can see they clearly show a lot of their history as well. Pictures of many former players. And even on this side, a tour is taking place of the Etihad because of the concert going on and the work being carried out. Sadly, I can't run inside. So we're nearly there. That was a long way round. And I won't lie, I'm feeling tired. But that is now ground 67 of the 92 complete. Next ground, Old Trafford. Well, how do you feel?
Yeah, a bit tired. Waiting for you to run there. Not tired, yeah, it really is.
I have no words for that. Just before I leave the Etihad, obviously you can see the stadium behind me here. Right next to it is actually the National Squash Centre. So it's right next door. I'm now at ground 68 Just took the very short 5-mile journey from the Etihad to Old Trafford, of course the home of Manchester United. I've been looking forward to doing this one. It should be a nice, easy ground to run around. I am running around the outside of the stadium. It's a good mixture today. Running inside the stadiums, around the pitches, or outside the grounds. Just entering now the Bobby Charlton stand, which would be pretty dark. Just going past all the hospitality areas and the director's entrance here. Capacity here is just under 75,000. The museum have very kindly donated a few goodies. I don't know what's in there yet. They just handed me a bag with lots of Manchester United goodies in there, so thank you very much. It's great that the top 2 clubs that finish in the Premier League anyway have been really kind. And of course my team, Tottenham, in the post today, they actually sent a signed pennant signed by all of the first team. So fair play to the big 3 teams of the Premier League of the 2017-18 season. They've been very, very supportive of the Willow Foundation. Anyway, that is now another ground complete. Once I get my breath back, I will drive to the next ground. So I've just arrived at ground 69, Boundary Park, the home of Oldham Athletic. I'm with Spurs fan Douglas here. Douglas, thank you so much for coming down and saying hello.
My pleasure.
How long have you been a Spurs fan?
Since the days of Jimmy Greaves, my hero.
Yeah.
Sad to see him in condition.
Yeah, it is. Now, obviously, I'm doing the 92. Any favourite away grounds for you?
Everton.
Yeah.
I know you've already been there.
That's nice there.
Unfortunately, some of them, like Stockport and Southport, are no longer 92 grounds, and this is not doing so well.
Yeah.
We were founder members of the Premier League in the days of Andy Ritchie.
I was just saying that on the way up here. Yeah. Now, Tottenham's new stadium. What do you make of that?
Unbelievable. I watch your videos every week, and those of Mr. AV, who has the flight in the sky, let's say.
Yeah.
And the height of it, I'm looking forward to coming down in the next 12 months and treating myself to a weekend in the smoke.
Oh, it'd be amazing. Well, the fixtures are out on Thursday,
Yep.
so we should have a very good idea of who we play our first Premier League game in the new stadium. If you could choose the opponents, who would they be?
Brighton.
Yeah, quite a few people have said Brighton. I've got a feeling myself that it will be Everton, but who knows? Any game, we just want those 3 points at the first game, don't we?
Yeah.
But you've very kindly come down here, and you've just said about donating.
I have a very few shares in Tottenham. I think it's 87. So if I give you £87, we'll call that a fair deal.
That is absolutely amazing.
Well
Thank you
done.
so much for your support.
And thank you for all the work you've done for Willow.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm about to run inside the ground now, so I'll see you in there. So I'm now in Boundary Park, ground 69 of the 92. Oldham have been very, very good in allowing me to do this. I was actually going to run with the manager. Well, I say the current manager. Sadly, he was relieved of duties 4 days ago. So if I was a couple of days earlier, I would have been running with the manager. I was just saying to a couple of people just now, remember that Oldham were in the Premier League. And it's nice to see that the ground is actually called Boundary Park again. because so many of these grounds keep changing their name due to sponsor rights. And a couple of grounds that I've come to or visited, I start the video saying I am at such and such a ground, and a few people have actually stopped me and said, no, actually we just changed our name. So it'd be one hell of a task by fans actually naming all of the 92 league grounds because of the constant changes. But anyway, we're nearly there, and this will be 69 complete. I really do feel like I'm getting somewhere now. And there we are. So I finished my lap now at Boundary Park. I would really like to thank Club Director at Oldham, Simon Brooke, for welcoming me here into Boundary Park. The staff have been extremely friendly and helping me support the Willow Foundation, so thank you very much. So I'm now at Crown Oil Arena, the home of Rochdale. This is ground number 70. Sadly I can't run inside the stadium because I've got a lot of painting work going on, so I will have to run around the outside of the ground. It wasn't long ago since I was here, actually watching Spurs earlier this year. There was a draw that day as well. This is the club shop, Pearl Street stand, that's what we just run past. Study centre, got quite a lot going on here, and this is where the away fans go in, here. The academy entrance. Got to be quick because the traffic is building up now. Still got Bury, Rotherham and the two Sheffield clubs to get to. So just running along the main road now. Everyone refers to this stadium as Scotland, but again, what I said earlier, sponsorship. Anyway, now at the front, and that is ground 70 of 92 complete. Only 22 more to go. So I'm now at ground 71, Bury Football Club. I'm joined by David, who is a Tottenham fan, and we are in the stadium, just about to run round. David, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. This is ground 71 for me. I'm doing the 92, obviously.
Yes.
Any favourite away grounds for you?
Obviously, White Hart Lane so, is definitely the best Premier League ground.
So just before I leave Bury Football Club, I'd love to say a big thank you to the club for supporting the Willow Foundation. They've actually donated this signed football as well for me to auction off at a later date, so we raised that little bit more for the Willow Foundation, so thank you very much. Now, how nice is this? David has just said how concerned he was when I was locked in Fleetwood. David, just say on camera what you said to me.
I was at home on the computer watching Chris's Twitter feed, and when he said that he was locked in at Fleetwood, bearing in mind this is Bury, I'm at Bury now, and my partner lives at Bury, I was going to go and drive all the way from Bury to Fleetwood with a flask, some sandwiches, and I was going to spend the night and stay with Chris all night if he'd had to stay locked in at Fleetwood. And I can't believe what Fleetwood did to Chris. Not on.
No, it wasn't their fault. It was literally one of those comedy moments where I drove in, parked up, and I walked round to the reception, and no one was in reception, so I walked round to a gate.
Yeah.
When I came back, the car in the car in the car park had gone, and the gate was locked, and I couldn't believe it. So it was one of those comedy moments of literally me going that way, the security guy coming this way, going out and locking up, and me then being locked in. So it wasn't actually their fault. It was just one of those funny moments. But it's just so nice to hear your support of that you would have come down if I was locked in. So thank you.
I was going to travel all the way from Bury, which is Manchester, all the way up to Fleetwood, because we'll go to Fleetwood quite a lot, and I was bringing a flask, some sandwiches, and if I had to, I was going to stay with you all night till the following morning, keep you company until you got
out
of the stadium.
Yeah, that is support.
I really believe what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're one of the nicest people I've met and known through all them years of watching your vlog from 2016 with the new stadium, because Tottenham Stadium is going to be the best stadium in the United Kingdom, without any shadow of a doubt. It's going to be better than Wembley. It's going to be better than Arsenal. It's going to be the #1 stadium in the UK.
Right, David, I could speak to you all day, but I've now got to go to Rotherham.
Yes.
Which will be ground 9 of the day. Still got to do Sheffield, so thank you so much for joining me.
You are welcome,
really appreciate it.
You're welcome,
and I'll see you again soon.
Keep up the good work. And,
thank you.
And the charity, what you're doing is absolutely a fantastic charity, and what you're doing it for is for the best reasons. So good luck.
Thank
and
you.
I hope you raise as much money as you can.
And David has just donated as well, so thanks very much for that. Thank you. So I am just about to run round now. Sadly, security wouldn't let me in. But very nice, someone just donated another £5 towards Willow Foundation, so that's absolutely fantastic. If I get time, so I might go and have a look at the old stadium as well. It is funny actually, throughout the 72 clubs now I've visited, some clubs are just so helpful, and some others, only a small number, but they just put a barrier in the way of of a simple request. And when it's for charity, I just think that, you know, clubs need to help. Anyway, nearly there. This is now number 72 of 92 complete. And here we are. So I'm now in Bramwell Lane, the home of Sheffield United, just about to run around the pitch. The staff here have been tremendous, allowing me to do this. Again, I am quite late. A lot of the clubs do close at 5 o'clock. I think it's about 7:30, something like that now. Pitch is being seeded at the moment. Here we've got the goal here. And here are the dugouts. See? And the tunnel. Nice stadium is, I like it. Very neat, very tidy. And that is another ground complete. I am now at the other Sheffield club, Sheffield Wednesday. I am now in the ground of Hillsborough. Lovely stadium this. So I'm just going to run around the stadium now. And actually Paul is making a special appearance and he's going to run with me. Come on then, Paul. You've been with me all day, Paul. Describe the day.
Yeah, it's been all right, it's been hard. The traffic's been a nightmare. I think that's more of a challenge than the actual running, but yeah, it's been a good day though. I think lots of nice grounds.
Hungry?
I'm starved. I ain't had nothing to eat all day. And I like my food, as you can tell.
Well, I keep telling people, I have not actually had a meal, I think in 3 days now. But I'm really pleased to say that the amount of money raised is now at 13,600. Absolutely brilliant. Someone actually donated £250 earlier. Unbelievable. I'm just so grateful for the support everybody has shown, and the money will really do fantastic things. Anyway, Paul, what do you think of Hillsborough?
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah. Certainly one of the better grounds for bed today.
Did you ever think you'd be running around this ground at 8 o'clock at night?
Never at all. I don't want to run around no grounds.
It was funny actually. Paul's been with me today. I've been on my own the whole trip, but Paul's kept me company today. And Paul actually got out of the car before me at one of the grounds. and someone said, "Oh, hello, Chris, welcome." It was a funny moment.
I've got my own fan base now.
Anyway, that is the last ground of the day. I'm so pleased to have finished today. I won't lie, my legs are still sore. I'm very, very tired. But 7 grounds tomorrow. Start at Leicester. Another day I look forward to. But there are only now 3 days left. Now, if you would, and I would really like to meet everybody who has donated. The last day, day 12, which is Friday, at 4 o'clock, it is the final ground at Colchester United. So if you can make it, I really would love to see you there.
Also, the ones donating, please give aid, because that all goes to the charity as well.
Very true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yes! The end of day 9!
When someone is given a diagnosis of serious illness, it is devastating. Sometimes during that period, they have to be taken out of that situation and shown what life is all about, that you can still continue with your life even though you've got a diagnosis of serious illness.
After one of my 3 monthly checkups, I was told there was a shadow in my lung. So I knew what that meant and that I'd have to have surgery to remove the tumour from my lung. I suppose it just makes you realise how important things are. You make the most out of situations and make them as enjoyable as they can be, because you don't know. My special day was a time for everyone to look forward to following hospital appointments, a time we could all be together, because it doesn't often happen where everyone's together. I just knew life was kind of getting back to normal.
There is a uniqueness that we like to think about Willow, and that is the age group. I mean, we call it prime time. If you're not going to enjoy yourself between the ages of 16 to 40, you are never going to enjoy yourself.
My children had just had their 2nd birthday when Sandra was diagnosed with cancer. She was being cared for by Barts or by her parents, and I was left to bring up the children alone. Our special day was a weekend trip to Centre Parks. It gave the children an excellent time to have a bit of fun with their mum.
In our case, it was daughter Anna, who was 25, just into her marriage, a community nursing sister, and found herself, amazingly, with one of the rarest cancers known to man.
She said, look, this thing will try and not only destroy me, it will try and destroy you as well, and you mustn't let it. She taught us how to live with serious illness, and it was that sort of education that we then wanted to pass on to other people.
They helped me at a time when I needed something to look forward to.
One day I'd taken the children into the swimming pool. Sandra took her shoes and socks off and just waded in to have a little paddle with them, and they were just absolutely blown away that their mum could paddle. They'd never seen her paddle before. It's normal for any other family to do that, but that was the only time they ever had a little splash and a paddle with their mum, and that was a treasured memory for her and myself watching it. And the children, it's one of the few things they do remember, and you know, if anything else happens, that was a special moment. It was absolutely fantastic.
Without any doubt, the common theme that goes through those photographs, it's the smiles of masses and masses of special days that Willow has provided. And we could honestly fill the table full of Anna's special days.
It was just perfect timing in the end, really, that she managed to have a weekend away when she was at her very best to enjoy being with the children, and she loved every minute of it.
There was a day, there was something to look forward to, and I knew there was nothing could stop me enjoying that.
I'm so proud of what Willow is and what it's there to do. Anna would be blown away with it. I'm blown away with it.